Hey, listeners, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Puni Moa. I'm channeling the spirit of the legendary Samoan families for a one-of-a-kind special edition of comedy and fiction podcast. Now, y'all know we're usually at our cozy studio, but today, we're mixing things up, y'all. So bear with us if the audio ain't as crisp, because I was using my trusty iPhone as a mic while I was on the move, y'all. Now let me tell you about our guest today. We got my dear good friend, who's not only a Bitcoin whiz, but also a real cool cat. We're gonna dive into his wild and crazy adventures with his digital gold, talking about why he's so deep into it and exploring the lesser known, often hilarious aspects of Bitcoin world. It's gonna be a roller coaster ride. So buckle up and get ready for an experience. So my friends, my family, my Uce, despite the audio hiccups, we're about to embark on a fantastic journey through the wacky and wonderful world of Bitcoin, infused with our signature comedy twist. So sit back and relax, y'all, and let the good times roll with this special Bitcoin focused episode. Cheer! Travel the world, man, and I just happened to bump into one of a good person of mine, man, a good buddy of mine. He's a guru, dude. So what really did make you interested in Bitcoin?
Well, I have a friend that works for Bitcoin. He works for Bitcoin ATM machines. So in 2017, but he moved out in California and I got a job for this company, and he told me to look into it. So one of the reasons why I was interested in Bitcoin. And then the second, I started to research a little bit, and I saw a lot of hedge funds that sold their real estate properties and just buy Bitcoin. And it got me intrigued, like, so what's up with all that? Like, why are they selling all these assets? Like, real estate, don't you want to own like real estate? Yeah, some of these hedge funds with millions and millions of dollars, they just buy Bitcoin. So that's what got me intrigued to look into Bitcoin.
And that was the time you were living out there in
LBC. I represent the LBC.
LBC, dog. Snoop Dogg and Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, yeah.
So who else is popular out there in LBC, Uce?
Or besides Snoop, that Dr. Dre, the old NWA.
Damn. So this is classic, bro. Anyways, man, my listeners, dog, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here in New York. I came to check out this kid they keep talking about. They got the new college football going on, Division II. And I happened to bump into this man. In case y'all don't know, man, this is Jay Bitt. Jay Bitt is a freaking world known. If you don't know, now you know. This man, Jay Bitt, man, to my listeners, tell them who you are, man, what you all about.
Jay Bitt, huh? I got the name from, the J kind of links to upbringing from American Samoa, right?
So J, what does J stand for?
Star Wars, Cholo.
YOLO.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Come on, YOLO, guys. And then Bid is, I'm gonna assume what does Bid come from? J Bid. Is that Brad Pitt? Are you related to Brad Pitt?
Nah, man. I wish. But Bid comes from Bitcoin.
Oh, snap.
Based on my research, I'm really into Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin is something that anybody can get, and it's something that they can invest in and try to learn the technology, and something that will bring you great wealth, if I should say.
Now that we know that you, first of all, you got it from your friend. Your friend introduced you to it back in 2017, 2018. In your area in the LBC, you notice a lot of people buying property, and they're putting their ROI in towards Bitcoin. And I guess that's the question I have, man. What made you decide to work in this area, Uce? Especially you being a Uce, bro, from the 684, dog.
Have you heard of that book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad?
Yeah, come on, Shamasaki. Wait. Come on, Shimasaki.
Yeah,
Wait, What's his name again?
Robert Kiyosaki. He was talking about two dads that he had. His real dad is a doctor. And it's like in a box like we're used to traditionally. Go get a master's degree, find a good job, and pay your bills, and make money. But the rich dad is someone that owns property, owns assets, and knows how to invest. So he taught him how to think outside the box, to buy assets. But the famous quote from that book I can recall is, the rich people or wealthy people will acquire assets. They will buy assets. But the regular people like us, most of us will buy liability. So that's the difference, an asset. So to me, Bitcoin is an asset.
Can you break down detail of what is an asset and the other, the liability? What's the difference of the two?
Well, asset is, for example, gold and real estate. Like all of us want to own real estate, right? Mm-hmm. Like buy real estate, and real estate will appreciate, I will say, like 5 to 10 years, and you can be able to sell it based on statistically, speaking related to real estate, except for the last previous years, was kind of unique because of COVID. All the real estate just jumped out of nowhere. How you can be able to make money just selling it. So another asset is gold. Gold hold its value, or those famous painting. You can buy an art, and a lot of wealthy people buy art to hold value. But a liability is like us going and buy brand new cars. So when you buy a brand new car, as soon as you drive off the lot or the parking lot, that value drops. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things we buy that there's no value in it. We just buy because we want it. All of us do that.
Let's break it down. I want you to break it down more. So, because there's a lot of us also too that don't even possess gold, and also can't even afford a brand new car. Let's just say, like a typical islander, right?
Yeah, okay.
A couch warrior. Somebody who's like 30 years old that lives at home with mom and dad and stuff. Okay. And they're on that journey. Or even somebody that just graduated from high school, a 17-year-old who's turning 18. What's an example, or give an example of what you call liability and assets? So first of all, let's start with liability.
Liability.
Give the viewers an example.
Well, in high school, right? Liability, right? We barely have a job, or actually some of us don't have a job. Yeah. We like those Nikes, Air Jordans. So I'm not saying because those things hold values nowadays. We would have run off and buy shoes, a lot of shoes. Mm-hmm. Those are liability because that's a want at that time when we're growing up, because it's expensive, but our parents barely can afford it. But we want those, so we buy those. So that's one.
What about would you consider a girlfriend a liability too?
That's a big time liability. Unless you're one of those smart ones, like they use their girlfriends,
so they can be an asset.
I used to date a girl that owns a lot of stuff from New Uli, so I use her for money. Okay, so she used to give me $10. Man, if I remember, like
$10 was a lot, folks. $10.
$10,
it's like $100 bill
2 times a week. If I.
I mean, high school.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 90s, baby. We're talking about the 90s here, man. $10
one of the daughters, a prominent person knew. So
a girlfriend can be a liability and also an asset.
Yeah. All depends how. Yes. Okay. Okay.
That's a good one. Go ahead and explain to the viewers, man, about Bitcoin. How it works, in the most simplest way you can. I want you to explain to our viewers like you're talking to a 13-year-old.
All right. So Bitcoin is an asset. Mm-hmm. Like we all want to own asset. Like for example, as I mentioned, we all want to own property, houses.
Correct.
So the problem is we can't afford properties. It costs millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. So, but Bitcoin is something that we all can afford to buy. And The reason why I like Bitcoin is a digital asset that you can take it with you anywhere in the world and you can cash it out, whatever currency or whatever country that you are going to visit. So it's like owning properties, but digital. So that's one way I can break it down.
Of how it works, how Bitcoin works. Mm-hmm.
How Bitcoin works. In the technical terms, Bitcoin is a software. It's a software. And a software that is protected by mining. If you look around the world, there's so many mining companies. Bitcoin mining company called Riot Blockchain, Marathon Digital, Hut 8, CleanSpark.
What are these mining companies' responsibilities? What are their goals? Why are these states, countries investing in these companies called mining? What's the purpose of mining?
Great question. When we think about mining, we think about go mine gold, right? When you go mine gold, it takes effort, to mine gold. But mining, it's verifying transaction. It's not an institution, not a bank, but it's computer, AI. So we can't fight AI. We can't cheat AI. So they just verify transactions. Here's an example. If Kenny Rogers, right, buy Bitcoin, say Kenny Rogers buy $5 Bitcoin. So what he'll do is this mining will broadcast to all these supercomputers, thousands and thousands of them coming up online, that Kenny Rogers buy $5 of Bitcoin. It will broadcast all over the world. But the bank, they will keep that transaction in that institution. Wells Fargo and other banks, they won't know until later on down the road. Bitcoin is like digital asset. It will verify in few seconds.
So when you say verify, you mean the benefit as a Bitcoin owner is you don't have to go to a physical building. You don't have to leave your house and drive miles into traffic just to get to a physical building to go and withdraw your cash.
In a way, yes. It's a digital currency, to some call it. It's a digital asset, so you can be a bank. So for the Bitcoin maxis, I call them, what they do is they don't keep their Bitcoins in exchanges or banks. They withdraw it to like a hardware wallet or the cold wallet. Meaning you buy this device and you withdraw your Bitcoin into this USB or hardware wallet. And all you have to do is have the keys to that wallet. So if an exchange crash or a bank crash, guess what? You have your own Bitcoins with you. And you can take it anywhere around the world and you can cash it, whatever country. I don't know if that makes sense.
It's making sense. It makes sense. But what about those that, let's say somebody that's an individual, that's a married person. Let's use that scenario. If it's a husband who got a Bitcoin, is he able, and he has a wife and kids. Let's say he has 3 kids. Let's say the husband that gets the Bitcoin, he invested it, but then let's say within the same year, 6 months down the road, a man passes away. Does his wife and kids have access to that?
Absolutely. So the husband can share his code or how to access his Bitcoin with his family as soon as possible. So that way, if something happened to him, the wife can access to it and the kids too. But there is another option, is something called hardware wallet or cold storage. So many recommend to move your Bitcoins out of exchange or banks and store it in the hardware wallet. The popular hardware wallet is called a Ledger Nano X, which requires you to write down 24-word phrase and try to memorize it. So that way, if you lose that device, it's like a small device. It looks like a USB, and you can try to keep it safe. If you lose that device, all you have to do is recall your 24-word phrase and be able to access your asset from this hardware wallet.
Is that the only way to, as far as these codes, those 24-word phrase? Is that the only option to go in there? Because you know how some of the nowadays current apps, you have like these two-way authentication.
Yes.
You have the what is it? The biometric face or print screen.
Yes. So there are many options out there, and that's the most popular one. So the one that I use is called Tangem. So that's another hardware wallet. What they do is they send you 3 cards, and those are your keys to. It links to your phone and the app. It uses the NFC technology. So all you have to do is slide it in the back of your phone and open up this app. That's your key to access and get to your Bitcoin. And then the other 2, you can back it up and give one to your wife and give one to one of your kids. So the good thing about Tangent Wallet is if you lose one of the cards, all you have to do is order more cards and you can continue to back it up. So that way, but if you lose all 3 of the cards, then too bad. So you have to try to keep backups, yes.
Gotcha. So there is a downfall, just like any kind of business in this world. You still have to keep it safe.
Keep it safe, yes. And there are other wallets out there too, online wallet and app wallets. So it's some of those it's online too, so you can keep it, your keys there. And they're all out there. So there are other options, whatever you prefer. But many recommends to move your coins from exchange or bank to those hardware wallets. And also, you can always use Fidelity, Cash App. Those are great companies. You can just store your Bitcoins on it too if you want to keep it simple, because sometimes moving your Bitcoin to other hardware wallets, it's a process and it requires you to learn how to get it there. So, but for now, if you want to keep it to those big exchange like Fidelity or Cash App or Binance. Binance is the largest exchange in the world. So that's another good one.
All right. So it looks like Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrency softwares or whatever you call them have thought about every customer, from like people that just still enjoys to go to an actual building to go pull out their funds.
Yes.
Then, of course, with our generation, we like to just one button click away from our smartphones.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man. That's great answer on that one. Any websites that these our viewers can go and fact check what you're sharing with us today, or an app that can help them, educate them? And
well, besides YouTube and Googling, we can do that. And there is a sailor.org. You can learn about Bitcoin and its technology. It's SAYLORDORG. It has Bitcoin economics, and you can get a certificate, and it's free. You can be able to learn a lot about money and its monetary system, how we came about with this world, regards to finance and banks. So you can learn a lot. Michael Saylor, he's the one who started that program. He's a hedge fund manager. Some of these popular politicians that from Texas and also Florida. They're trying to propose a bill.
So you're talking about the senators that back the Bitcoin, and we're talking about senators in Texas, and then also looking to the senators in Florida.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good.
And there's some of them. I remember reading some of them. They agree on the Bitcoin and blockchain technology.
There you go, folks. You heard it here at Uce Pod. Another place you can also find out information about Bitcoin from my man Jay Bit, and also everybody else, some gurus out there, is check out WEFOBZ.io to get some information on that. So what are some common misconceptions and misunderstanding people have about Bitcoins and cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so they think that a lot of people, like I used to be, Bitcoin is a scam and it's internet money that anybody can hack it. It's like what criminals use in the dark web. You can buy and sell drugs and all of that.
I appreciate the answer. So those are some of the concepts and also the misunderstanding of Bitcoin. I also feel like that we're just not knowledgeable or have enough knowledge of Bitcoin. When it's something new that been introduced, it's very hard for us as human beings to fall under those to become quick believers, especially when we're just our muscle memories are so used to certain things.
Right.
And I think another thing of misconceptions or misunderstanding is the simple fact that we don't like change. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I think a lot of humans in general, we don't like change. And a lot of us are afraid of changes. And a lot of us are afraid of something that we don't understand. We're all guilty. We're all guilty of that. We're someone's like it. Oh, here they come.
Here they come again. Close the door.
Yeah.
I could even say that another misconception when it comes to Bitcoin, could it be the simple fact that they're already well off in the world of the dollar, who is comfortable where they're at, their life is good. Let's just say the more people that do believe in it, could those percentage of people be the ones that are like trying to come up in the world?
Right.
It keeps getting stopped for some reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Could that be a reason? I kind of look at Bitcoin as kind of like the internet's Robin Hood. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, yes, that makes sense. Especially us Samoans, like we're from American Samoans. A lot of things were taught. It was organized, and
yes,
that's what they want us to know. That's what they want us to be taught.
That's what they're teaching us.
Mm-hmm. But they don't teach finance. They don't teach you how to invest. They don't teach you about how the bank works, and only the elites, they have access to those information.
Or we can also say, like, kids, when we were in school, in high school, even in elementary,
Right.
we didn't have the privilege to go to these private schools that a lot of these well-off families were able to take their kids to prep them for the future, right?
Yes, exactly. In the United States, the dollar's powerful. It's the most dominant, currency in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody look up to the dollar. But the problem is, say for example, you're dominant. If somebody is a threat to you, what would you do?
I'll shoot them, kill them, bury them,
exactly.
Get rid of them.
So Bitcoin, it's a threat to American dollar. So what happened is, throughout history, a lot of other countries, they try to attack or destroy Bitcoin. Like one example is China. They're trying to ban Bitcoin, but those people that started miner companies, they flee from China and they came here in the U.S., they went to other parts of Europe, they went to Africa, and they started other mining business. So, but I heard one of this Andrew Antonopoulos, famous Bitcoin maxi, he said, the government, if you want to stop Bitcoin, you would have to spend over $10 billion.
Wow.
$10 billion. Imagine that. What are you going to do with $10 billion? That's a lot of money, but that's not guarantee you're going to stop it. Because you cannot shut down a blockchain. Blockchain is like the internet. Can you stop internet? No. You can stop internet here in the United States, but guess what? Europe have internet. Africa have internet. Thailand have internet.
The world has
The world has it.
Mm-hmm.
So Bitcoin is like that. It's this software decentralized that nobody controls it, but it's protected by these miners or mining all over the world. And it's an absolute scarcity. There is only 21 million, and nobody can add or take away from this software.
Awesome answer, bro. My next question is, for those who feel inspired to explore the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, what wisdom or advice would you like to share?
Good question. That is to continue to learn about the technology, to learn about Bitcoin, learn about cryptocurrency, invest. And there's a lot of resources out there that we can do that. You can learn a lot from YouTube. You can Google, and there are books out there, like, for example, the Bitcoin Standard, the technology, and also, as I mentioned earlier, Sailor.org. So great resources to learn about the technology. And for us, we need to evolve and continue to learn. And knowledge, as we know, knowledge is power. The more we learn, the better we often apply it to our society.
That is correct, man. Information is key, from the word of Kevin Hart. Good answer, brother. Bitcoin's future, what does it look like?
It's a paradigm shift. And paradigm is like a change of idea, change of core beliefs, scientific beliefs. So it's something that won't change civilization. But it is that's what Bitcoin is. It's going to be here for thousands of years.
Besides WEFOBZ podcast, where we can educate the listeners, especially our Polynesians, about this movement of Bitcoins, cryptocurrency, NFT, all about the online and staying on top of the wave. What other recommendations do you have as far as where people can go? I know you mentioned one before, the website, but what about some books or some audios? I mean, any other information that can help our listeners to get educated? Do you have any recommendation?
Book called Bitcoin Standard. That's a great book. If you read that book, it'll get you moving forward about blockchain and the reason why Bitcoin was created. You have Michael Saylor. He's like a Bitcoin Jesus of Bitcoin, and the hedge fund, one of the hedge fund that he sold everything and bought Bitcoin. So now he beats the market. He's like worth 4.4 billion. Tim Cook, Apple CEO, owns Bitcoin. Mark Cuban owns Bitcoin. So what I encourage is learn about cryptocurrency. There's so many out there that you can do smart contracts and everything else. But Bitcoin is unique. Bitcoin is decentralized, and Bitcoin is you cannot be able to hack it and pull the rug like some other coins.
I guess some people's concern too is because when you look at Bitcoin, I think what was today when we checked it out, it was at $200 and plus, right? A share.
So Bitcoin right now is 30,000.
30,000 right now.
Yes.
But for us as a new person like myself, I really want to get into this and start investing.
Yes.
Obviously, I can't afford 30,000 up front. But how much is it for one share?
Partial share.
How does that work? Explain it to us.
You can open up an account, Fidelity, and they've been around for a while. You can buy a share of Bitcoin. You can buy $1 share of Bitcoin. You can buy $5 or $10. So what you want to do is DCA, meaning dollar cost average, and that's like Warren Buffett's strategy. He does that. He did that on S&P 500. So you can buy it every day, or you can buy it once a week, or you can buy it once a month, but keep doing it consistently for 5 to 10 years.
And that's just like $1 here, $2 here.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever your amount you can afford. Kind of like a tithing where you go to church.
Yeah.
They give 10%, but we're talking about just,
investment.
Whatever investment that you want to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so I can actually start right now. What kind of apps can I start? Can I start with like Cash App or stuff like that?
Oh, great. That's a great app. Cash App, yeah. You can go to Cash App, go to like, crypto or Bitcoin. You can trade it. You can buy it there. So, like recently, I just encouraged my mother-in-law to start investing in Bitcoin. How do you start? Just go to Cash App, go to crypto, and you see Bitcoin, and you can buy $5 of Bitcoin or $1 or
now, my
$10.
concern is, what if I was to sign up today for $5? Well, and then let's say the value depreciates tomorrow. Will I lose that $5? How does that work?
Well, technically, you're not going to lose money if you don't sell it. That's just paper money, they sort of call, so to speak. According to investing.com, or investing that's just the value going down. Like, for example, a house will go down, right? And 5 years from now, the house price will go up. As long as you don't sell it, you still own the house. So same thing with Bitcoin, the value goes down. But how I see it, or investing or smart people do when it goes down, they double up, they buy more. They see it as a discount, but a lot of us may see it like, I'm losing money. So they sell, called panic selling. So a lot of us would do that. So a lot of us like things that goes up, Like, for example, a year ago or 2 years ago, Bitcoin was at almost like 70,000. People start buying. Buy. And then it went down all the way down to 20,000. They start selling. They lost a lot of money. The thing is, you buy when it goes down. When the people are running away from a stock, they buy. He sees that they're going to keep buying. So 5 years from now, the value of that company, for example, like Apple, so he keeps buying it when it goes down. But 5-10 years from now, we'll appreciate it. So same thing with Bitcoin. Buy when it goes down.
Man, that's some great answers right there. Some good feedbacks, bro. You explained it in a way that I can honestly say I have a better understanding of what Bitcoin is, and I'm a lot more comfortable of going ahead and investing in it. But like you said, you still got to do your own research. Everything we talk about here on this podcast is always going to be allegedly, and it's our own, coming out of our own coconut head. So don't take our word for it, man. Seek some professional help, some professional advice. And anything that we said that might have offended anybody, forgive us. This is just entertainment for everybody to just come in and tune in and listen to Puni Moa and his friends, just to have a good time, y'all. J-Bet, man, thank you for this opportunity coming here to Uce. It was good running into you, brother. You have anything or a shout out you want to go ahead and tell the followers and people that are listening? Any shout out or dedication?
Well, just dedication to family and friends to keep learning. I know we all have prides, but it's okay to learn and seek people that you have the same interests, to encourage one another and be able to learn about different stuff. And I'm not your financial advisor, please, but there are plenty of information out there you can learn. Like, for example, I won't encourage you to invest in Bitcoin if you haven't got your budget right. You have to budget your money, be able to save, and get out of debt. It's one thing I will encourage. I can do that too. I can share that information. I can do investing in a traditional way, 401k, stocks. I also do options. I learn how to do options, but Bitcoin, it's like I call it, it's a technology that won't be here forever, I would say, and it's an asset that we can all own, and it's a lifeline for us, because if you go back to history related to banks and how this world came about with financial related to currency, it's really interesting.
There you go, man. You all heard it from here, man. Again, Jay Big, appreciate you, bro. Again, y'all, I'm your boy Puni Moa.
Thanks for having me.
And we out. Cheers,
We out.